What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I'm Antoine. All right. So I uh, meant to put my review up for Transformers Rise of the Beast. I didn't get a chance. I was pretty busy this week, so I know this is a little late, but this is my official review. Excuse me. My official review for the movie Transformers Rise of the Beast. It was cool. All right, I'm done. No. Okay, so Rise of the Beast. This is, I think, the seventh Transformer movie. Um, I enjoyed the first Transformer movie and the third one, and after that, I was like, I'm out. But the Bumblebee was all right, because they toned it down a little bit and they took it in another direction. So they took a lot of those cues from that Bumblebee movie with this movie to make it a little just they cleaned up the CGI to make the Autobots look a lot better than they used to look. But before I get in depth in my review, let's watch this last trailer they did on that, and then I'll be back with my full review.
For centuries, our kind has stayed hidden on Earth.
Ow.
But darkness has found us again. Prime. This is about the fate of all living things. Unicron is coming.
Back up.
Oh, I thought we were boys.
You want it? Come and get it.
You brought a human here?
I'm nobody. I ain't even seen nothing. I'm not even seeing anything right now.
Think you holding late when you haven't fed the ape? Stop!
This is not our war.
Optimus, we must trust each other to protect the home we all share.
How big can this guy be?
He eats planets. So, like, way bigger than a planet.
In the end, everything you cared for will be consumed.
Maybe there's another way to save our home.
You've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
Yo, Noah, take the wheel.
Yeah, baby!
All right. I'm glad I watched that trailer because I had to refresh my memory. I know I just saw it. So much crap, you kind of forget stuff. So as soon as you see it, you forget it because it's so much fluff. All right, so that was Transformers Rise of the Beast. Okay, I just want to say this first. It is in the Fast and Furious realm. And what I mean by that is when you watch these movies, you got to turn your brain off. Don't think. Just watch. And when you try to make sense out of stuff and you be like, wait a minute, that can't happen. That don't make sense. So I don't think. Because it's a lot of things they ask you just go with. And I think they just to the point where they's like, okay, we don't really need to explain no more. Let's just give them a fun time, because they got some good visuals because they do got Unicron. and I like the idea of having Unicron, and they took some elements from the Transformers movie, the animated movie from 1986, 86, 87, I forget, but they took some cues from that movie to do this, to put that, they put some of that plot in this, and it actually worked. So I had fun with that, me being a fan of the old movie, but they start going, they start going out there where it's like, wait, that don't make sense. Wait, that don't make sense. It's like, what am I doing? I'm trying to make sense out of this. I'm gonna just go. It's like almost like if you ask, they're gonna look at you like, what you asked for? You right. I'm sorry. So it was, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. They didn't slap you on the face with all the human moments, but they added a little human element to it, which they always do. And that's what I really kind of didn't like in those other movies, because they made it about the humans and then just had the Transformers kind of like as side characters. And I'm looking like, no, that's not how the cartoon was at all. The humans were side characters. Transformers these are sentient beings with personalities, and and they have they have an arc that they need to get. That's the name of their ship, but they all have character arcs they need to get past, and the way they played them in other movies, they act like they was like like they was pets or they were just weapons or something. I'm like, no, I don't like that. So they kind of push more into about their story, not just the human story, but they kind of make them intersect, which is okay. But they did have too many touching moments. Well, not touching moments. They got to show a family moment, but they hit you over the head with, oh man, I got a little brother that need an operation and all this. Like, they kind of hit me over the head with this. I'm the single mom I'm a single mother that don't, I got to work 2 jobs, and my one of my sons got some rare disease that I can't pay the bills for, so. They was really trying to tug at your heartstrings, but they was trying so hard to tug at your heartstrings that it was like cliched. So I think they could have, they could just pull back on that, not just a little bit, a lot. But, I just overlooked that. So, I just wanted to see the action. So the action was cool. The Transformers, so they had Mirage, they had Optimus, Mirage, RC, and Bumblebee. They can't help. This is what I don't like. So you got me started. This is what I don't like. Somehow Bumblebee is, I guess, now I heard Michael Bay said Bumblebee was his favorite Transformer, whatever. He didn't watch the cartoon. Somehow they making Bumblebee this tough fighter that's always got to be there. Like everybody, it's like they made Bumblebee like the Wolverine of Transformers, and I'm looking like, no, Bumblebee just a little dude. He was never the main focus. Bumblebee was always with the humans because he was the smallest car, and he can hang with the humans, like because he wasn't too big, But he wasn't a fighter. He used to transform, turn to a bug, and get the humans out of danger. That was his job. His job wasn't to fight. But somehow they making Bumblebee the best fighter out there. I'm like, I would have liked it if he wasn't in this, but he was there doing the same thing with the radio. That's old. That's getting so old. Where he has his, he can't talk, but the radio say stuff from movies that he'd just play over the radio. But it's a gag they've been doing too long. But whatever. So what's the name? They came. All the voices was the original voice. I think the original voice actor do the Optimus is doing his voice. I ain't talked about the Beast yet, but I'm gonna say one more thing. Mirage was voiced by what's his name? The dude from Saturday Night Live. It'll come to me, but it was kind of annoying. He was kind of annoying, and I know that's his job to be funny, but it was just these characters in movies like this, they got to be the comic relief, so they got to make the kids laugh. They try so hard to be funny, they're annoying. It's like, I know we hire you to be funny. You're the comedian. But I need you to be more funny. Wait for the situation to be funny. Don't start just talking and saying all this and trying to be funny and just saying all this goofy stuff. And it's so annoying because you just won't stop. He's one of those guys. And I was nitpicking a little. They had Mirage a Porsche, which that's supposed to be Jazz. Jazz is a Porsche. Jazz was a racing Porsche from the original series. Mirage was an Indy race car. He showed that form for a second, but whatever. I mean, it's a nitpick, but I feel like you haven't had an Indy race car in there. Let's do that. But they just want to sell the Porsche. That's why they want him to be a Porsche. Anyway, let's talk about the Beast. Now, if anybody's a fan of Beast Wars, they are going to be pissed at this movie. So they had Optimus Primal, Cheetor, Rhinox, Airazor. Okay? And only person that talked was Optimus Primal. And Airazor talked a little bit. She didn't transform, matter of fact. You didn't think they look. It seemed like they didn't have robot forms, but they did later. But I'm gonna tell you, they used the Beast just a little more than they used the Dinobots. If you remember the Dinobot movie, The Age of Extinction, I think it was called, where they's like, oh, we're gonna introduce the Dinobots. And they was in there for like 5 minutes and they didn't say nothing. They just kind of like came in the end battle was like, Arr! And then left. They used them just a little more than that. They really played the Beast War. They did not do the Beast good. They didn't do the Maximals good at all. And it's so funny. And like I told somebody else, when somebody asked me about the Beast Wars, they didn't watch them. And they said, hey, are they like big like that? I'm like, no. The Maximals are the size of the animals. They just the animals. They about pretty much the size of a human. The Maximals are not big like that. And of course they want to make them big so they can make them cool or whatever. But the storyline is, hey, we are hidden on Earth as animals. They don't know that we actually robots. But they giant animals. Like Airazor is big as a plane. Like it's a bird as big as a plane shooting out fire, and they say we're hitting. We're hitting. She shoot fire. She did it like in front of everybody. And they was like jumping on, dude, I swear. That's why I said you got to turn your brain off. Because I was like, have we not forgot about robots in disguise? That was the point. That was the point of being a vehicle mode. So they can be in disguise. So they can lay low and blend in. But they transform and jumping over buildings. I was like, okay, all right. And they was like, yeah, we've been hiding here, ever since our planet got. How are you hiding? You are big as a truck. It's a gorilla as big as a semi. How is that hiding? How can you hide? Oh, goodness. And, Cheetor and Rhinox, they never said one word. They didn't even let them talk. So if you like the Beast Wars, if you like the Maximals, they played your boys. But I just want to say that if you can see on the trailer, that last battle scene was pretty good. And let me tell you another thing. It was 1994, and they want you to know that because they play songs that came out in 1994 over and over and over and over and over again. If it came out in 94, they was going to play it. And it was cool. It was all good songs. It was songs I liked growing up or whatever. But it was like, I get it. It's 1994. I get it. But, it was kind of like I said, it's a turn your brain off movie. If you do that, you can have some fun with it. If you try to, work with that plot, it's just gonna make you mad. I'm telling you, don't do it. But yeah, like I said, you can have some fun with it. And the last battle scene was pretty fun. They did some stuff where it's like, if you could have done that, why couldn't you just do that to begin with? But like I said, can't think about it. And I'm gonna say the human actors. I don't know who the male is. I know who Dominique Fishback. I seen her in some other stuff. She was in that Netflix movie called Power. She's pretty good. She's up and coming. She started being in a few things. I like how they didn't. I would say they didn't get too much into her story. She kind of, they got. They usually, when they traveling, they start telling their story, why they there and all that stuff. So I like that she kind of there. She's in the story, but it wasn't all about. It wasn't. They didn't hit you over the head with all her life problems or whatever. It's just like, let's get this done. Cool. Which I said with the other. I can't remember his name, but the other guy, it was all about his life, and it was kind of like, okay, y'all just laying it on just a little too thick. But yeah, it was good. But at the end, they had a stinger, and somebody said they got a stinger. It's setting up a crossover, and I don't want to spoil it, but I'm like, it's too late. I was suspecting something because somebody said it's a crossover. They setting something up. Be ready. They said some people cheered and some people like, really? I was one of the people who said, really? Because it's too late. It's just too late, man. And I don't want to say what it is, but I wasn't excited. But they setting up a shared universe with some other toys. That's all I'm gonna say. It wasn't Voltron, because I sure was thinking, they're gonna do Voltron? They're gonna do Voltron? No, not Voltron. Just I can tell you that. But yeah, like I said, turn your brain off, enjoy the action, and just go from there. But you ain't gonna get no good story. Forget that. Don't even think about the story. Don't invest in this story at all. Just enjoy the action. Turn your brain off. Enjoy the action. So yeah, that's my take on Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Cool, it was better than the last two, but it's watchable. Kids might like it. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Thanks for checking out the channel, and please subscribe. And I'm gonna be out of here. All right, peace.